This is a Film Stories original podcast.
When you make decisions for your company, you look for the no-brainers. And if you have a lot of mailing to do, Stamps.com is the ultimate no-brainer. Mail checks, invoices, documents, and everything you need to keep your business running. Get rates up to 89% off USPS and UPS. And with the mobile app, you can take care of mailing on the go. Make the same no-brainer decisions as over 1 million other businesses with Stamps.com. Sign up at Stamps.com with code PROGRAM for a special offer. That's Stamps.com, code PROGRAM.
We made this.
Welcome back to the X-Cast. The truth is in here. I am your host, Sarah Blair, and you are listening to our very special coverage of minute 25 of the X-Files Fight the Future. We're doing everything minute by minute, and we're going to be talking about minute 25, which is actually beginning at 24:00 with what's happening right now. Cathy, I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Scully comes out of the meeting to talk to Mulder in the hallway.
Yes, thank you. And then it ends at 24:59 when Scully drops her own bomb that she's being reassigned. Cathy, hi. Welcome back.
Hi, Sarah.
We have Cathy Glinski with us again. And we're so happy to have you back for this episode. Let's see. Blame has to be assigned somewhere. Mulder and Skinner are talking in the hallway outside of the Office of Professional Review meeting. Hearing. Is it a hearing? Is it a meeting?
I think it's a hearing.
Yeah. Hearing, yeah.
I'd call it a hearing.
Yeah. Well, you are a lawyer, so.
I would know, right?
You would know. And he's with Skinner. Mm-hmm. And then Scully. Oh, so he is talking about Mulder finally is like, I ignored protocol. I left the SAC. I did this and this and this. He knows the rules. Mulder, he knows the rules. And he knows how to break them. I guess you can't break the rules if you don't know what they are, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, technically you can break the rules. Let's talk about the legalities of that, Cathy.
But Mulder knows the rules. He knows them. He knows the book.
He does.
Yes.
He went to Oxford.
Yeah.
He has a photographic memory.
He was at top of his class at Quantico. Oh, he knows the rules.
Just choked on my coffee. Oh, yep. So we got Scully coming out of this meeting. Let's talk about the pencil skirt. Oh boy.
Her wardrobe in this movie, let me tell you, I searched out her suits. And
right?
I've worn black suits to court since 1998 because of Dana Scully. Her suits are wonderful. Yeah.
I just really love that length on her. It makes her look taller.
It does.
And
plus
those giant
4-inch heels.
Yeah.
Clunky heels, yeah.
Those enormous heels. They're like...
Yeah, she looks so good in that suit. Yes.
So good. Amazing. And we have to do a shout out for the hair. This is the moment we get a hair shout out. Because I know I'm the only one who does the hair shout outs. I know this.
Yeah.
But I have to. I have to admire the hair. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
On both of them.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. This is just peak hair. I love Scully's hair in this movie, and it's different from what you see on the series. Mm-hmm. It looks fuller. I don't know. It's not quite as sleek, but it looks so good. The whole movie.
Well, there's a little bit of that layering on the side. Like they did, like I love that cut on her because it's just, it frames her face so well. She's got like that beautiful long face and like the elegant long nose. And then with the hair that's kind of round, it just shapes her head so well. And it comes like right at her chin. Like I love like first 2 seasons, like season up to like even season 3, like when it's shoulder length and kind of bushy at the bottom, it just doesn't quite cut it for her.
But yeah, when it circles her face and tucks in right under her chin, it's perfect.
Oh my gosh. It's just like the perfect cut for her face shape. It's beautiful. Yep. And then Mulder. Let's talk about Mulder's hair because this is my favorite cut on him as well.
Yeah.
Because his hair, he's got so much volume. It's beautiful.
It's not spiky at all. It's just the perfect amount of wave on the top. And
and then nice and short and like really trimmed in the back.
Exposing that neck.
Yes.
I wasn't prepared for this. Whew,
just enough sideburns, not like too weird, not like the Nick Cage sideburns in National Treasure. Like I don't know what happened there, but Mulder's like the length of the sideburns are perfect.
Okay. Yes, you're right.
Standard sideburn length.
To the top of the earlobe. Yeah. Perfect.
Right? Amazing. Cathy, are you flustered?
I just stood up to look at a pic. I'm in my office that I'm surrounded by my collection, and so I'm looking for my Fight the Future pictures. So, yeah, it's nice.
Guys, I wish you could see Cathy's office because it is spectacular. It is just the most beautiful tribute to the show.
It is kind of nice, yeah.
So happy that you get to sit there and do. Would you have ever imagined when you were sitting in the theater watching Fight the Future that whatever, I don't even want to talk about how many years it's been, this many years later, that you would be surrounded by X-Files memorabilia with signatures from the cast
and
with photos of you with the cast talking about this film on a podcast.
What's a podcast? 20 years ago, whatever.
Right?
Yeah. No, I had a friend who had Fight the Future action figures.
Yes.
And I just thought it was so ridiculous. What a silly thing.
Oh, I bought that.
And she agreed. I mean, so we were in our 30s, you know. Ridiculous of it. Now, all these years later, I have several action figures and posters and anything you can imagine. There's a whole Fight the Future section in my collection here.
Oh, yeah. Good times.
Yep.
I am ashamed to say I bought the action figures and opened them right away. Did not leave them in the package.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to play with them.
Yeah, play with them. What's the use of having them if you don't play with them? I have opened ones, but I also have sealed ones.
But we've got a lot to unpack in this minute, Cathy.
We do, yeah.
Scully comes out and she says that she is being reassigned. She is off the X-Files. There is no more X-Files, as far as we understand it.
Yeah, they're dividing us. They're splitting us up. Oh, and her voice, it's just so thick with emotion right there. She can barely get the words out.
Oh, my God.
It's just heartbreaking. And she, as she's giving Mulder this news, she's just resigned. She doesn't see a way past this. She just doesn't, and it's like she doesn't have any fight left in her.
Yes. She's just so tired.
Yeah.
Poor Scully. It's been 5 years that she has been after the truth with Mulder. She mentions, you know, she was assigned to, like, Mulder's like, they wanted us to work together.
Yeah.
Why are they reassigning us? And she's like, well, they assigned me to validate your investigations into the paranormal. But I haven't done that. I've helped you. Like, she's helped him. This plan has backfired, like, monumentally backfired for the cigarette smoking man. Like, it's catching up with them.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's like Scully recognizes that the FBI finally sees that they're stronger together. It's exactly the opposite of what was intended when they had assigned her, right? But I kind of love this little bit of exposition. You know, the movie throughout is very good at slipping in these things that, you know, new viewers wouldn't know yet. It's not, you know, it's a nice way to remind people who have seen the show, but it's really a way to introduce where the story is to those who'd never seen it before. And I know that was sort of a goal. They wanted to make this movie for people who'd never seen the X-Files. So I like that little bit about, well, they assigned me to invalidate your investigations in the paranormal. It's just a nice little exposition, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And like the last episode of season 5 is called The End.
Yeah.
And so from what I understand, Mulder and Scully were still partners, but they were reassigned to a different division, right?
Yeah, they hadn't split them up yet since, I mean, they took them off the X-Files, but they hadn't split them up yet. They were still letting them stay together. But now Scully's giving Mulder the news that they're splitting us up. We're not Mulder and Scully anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame her for not wanting to go to Cleveland or
Salt Lake City.
Sorry, friends in Cleveland, Salt Lake City.
But she does say, you know, that it doesn't hold the appeal to her that it once had. She's not going to be in Washington, D.C. doing this work with Mulder. So
yeah.
But
if I'm not chasing aliens, I don't want to be on the FBI.
Yeah. We might be getting ahead of ourselves. But, you know, what gets me in this movie, I mean, this minute, is that Mulder, you know, Scully's saying they're splitting us up. They, you know, I didn't do what they wanted me to do. And he says, it's not about you. They're doing this to me. I'm like, really, Mulder?
That's the next minute. Yes. I know, but it's like right together because, like, well, see, that's the thing about this movie. I was talking to Darren Mooney about this on Twitter, and it's like this movie is so captivating that when I've been doing these minutes and watching, I have to go back and watch 3 or 4 times in a row to get exactly where it is. And like I watch the time one time, and then I watch what they're saying, and then I go back and back and forth because otherwise I'm just like 45 minutes later I've been watching these movies and not even paying attention because it's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a good movie. And like, I remember, you know, when Tony was first proposing the idea that we take on this crazy project, and, you know, I was like, well, I haven't seen this movie in a while. Let me go back and start watching it. And I started watching it, and I was just like, this is the greatest movie. It just, like, sucks me in every single time.
It does, every time.
I
know I watched more than my minutes as I was preparing for this.
Absolutely. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in this minute and the next minute. It's very close.
Okay.
I mean, and I think that's why we do these blocks, because it kind of all blends together, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get in trouble. We're not going to end up in the office of the professional X-Cast review.
Can you see that panel?
Carl and Tony.
Carl, Kurt, maybe up there too, you know.
All right, so I think we're going to call it at that. Let's leave it at that. We're
Talk
getting
about
too much trouble.
Like their hair. The wardrobe. We like that too.
We're going to be coming back with you for our last minute together. And it's going to be minute 26 coming up. So stick with us. We'll be back next time. But until then, trust no one.
Previously on the We Made This Network. free with this month's issue.
And also, I wonder if Tim Harrington and Colin have been in the same room together.
I've still got slightly more hair.
Because you go on the Wikipedia page, and for a moment I thought Colin was wearing a multicoloured feather jacket.
I am. Yeah, I am.
Yeah. If you were on a Skype call, you'd see that.
But, I'm not in Les Savvy Fab.
Cinemortuary.
A lot of interesting things with that mechanic, couldn't you? I'm sure the sequels probably play into it. Like, if it's not your turn to die, people just jump out of planes and shit and they're fine.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
If I read a game as a character, would you risk that in case it was your turn? In case there's like some information you didn't know about, someone else has been saved, therefore it's your go now.
I mean, if I knew it were going to come eventually, I would absolutely get some knuckle listers on and fight my way into the White House just with my fists. Just like, I mean, if you're going to go out anyway, just like man in polo neck charges into White House, takes down 300 Secret Service, shits on Donald Trump's face and kills him by slamming his head in a drawer.
Life's milestones.
So, what do you think? Are we going to go with compostable, Chris?
I like that as an idea. Well, there's the Hunter S. Thompson firework idea, I quite like as well.
What's that?
You had these ashes loaded into a rocket and just shot up in it as a firework.
Amazing. Whether
that's true or not, that's the legend has it. Anyway.
Well, you get quite a lot of ashes. You could have a firework. You could then have some thrown into your garden, or you could then have some in a necklace for somebody else. But you get a lot of ashes, and you don't need a lot of ashes to make.
It's a weird thing. I don't know if I know anyone who's been cremated and then had the ashes. I must do, but I can't imagine having someone's ashes in the house. That feels faintly creepy. I would follow various kind of dog forums on Facebook, and you can get dog ashes. And
I've got my cat's ashes. I've got cat ashes on the mantelpiece.
I can somehow see that more than a fellow human.
Check out all of these shows and more on the We Made This podcast network.